All right, I'm recording on both. Now let's go live. Checking connection on my. Okay, I'm now live on my IG. Now let's do this. Let's go live on Facebook. I should have really prepared this before. When I take this on, all right, cool. Next. Prepare my stream. Let me set my phone to silent mode. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, we're live. Wait. Just wait. We gotta wait. I lost it. See, I almost had a panic attack. Let me just pull up the page on my other phone so that I could see what comments, I could respond to comments if I need to, stuff like that. I need to get better at making this process quicker. Okay. Right. About to start. This time we're going to do it the right way. Yes. Yes. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Sit down. Sit down. No, seriously. This is kind of too much. Every time. Really? Every time? Come on. We got to get the show started. Sit down. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You guys are really terrific. No, seriously. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I learned to kind of like fade that out, make it sound more realistic now. I kind of like that. I don't know. It's a good confidence booster. I know y'all can't hear that on IG, but man, on the Facebook side, first of all, let me make sure, because I've been doing some pretty stupid things the last few weeks. I'm not on mute and I am recording. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, we got a clip we can post to YouTube. Oh, man. What's going on, yo? I'm Sam Simonvil. For those of you who don't know, I got to say that because this is obviously going on an audio-only platform where people could be listening to me for the first time. So I'm going to say that. I'm Sam Simonvil, and this is my podcast, Simonvil Says. This week, I want to touch on, like, I just want to make sure I have the freedom to, like, talk about whatever I'm excited about. Like, whatever I really want to. And this week I wanted to really spend some time to talk about like the transition to Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like moving from like, cause like a lot of people don't know, like I lived in Philly both after I came back from Haiti. Well, yeah, back from Haiti. But I also lived in Philly for like a year before I was even sent to Haiti. So I'm about 13 years old at this point. The first time I moved to Philly. Now, um, I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I should say that. And it's like when I think about my experiences with both places, it's like Brooklyn had its own set of challenges. Like I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s. Like that's a set of challenges that's different from Philly. Like I thought I was ready for anything when I left Brooklyn. But Philly, I'm not gonna front. It wasn't as smooth as a transition for me. When I moved out here the first time, um, I was 13, and the first thing that happened was they put me in Leeds Middle School. So right then and there, it was different. Like it wasn't even just the lingo. Like it was like first of all, it was very small things I had to get used to in Philly, like the lingo, like like decent. Decent in Brooklyn was not a compliment. Like if someone said you did a decent job, they wasn't really complimenting you. It wasn't like oh, thumbs up. It was like that was decent. Like nah, but in Philly, I was like, yo, that was decent. Like that was like dope. Like that was their version of dope. So it wasn't even like small things like that. And like it was like in Brooklyn, we grew up and we had uniforms. Like all the school I went to, like all the public schools, like we wore uniforms. Now, as a kid, you don't really notice the advantage of a uniform when you broke. You don't even probably even notice you are broke because like everyone's wearing the same shit. Like especially if your parents do a good job, like cleaning like making sure your uniform's always clean, shit like that. Or you take it off immediately. You keep it in good shape, but you don't really notice, like, yo, you don't like, you know what I'm saying, like certain things. Now, when I moved to Philly, now I'm in Leeds Middle School, and there's no more uniforms. So now, if you grew up Haitian, and your parents was, your first generation, if your parents don't really come from a lot of money, they were just the first generation out here trying to figure it out. You ain't really it's certain challenges. Like you get a set of clothes. Like that's these, your clothes for this year. Sorry. I feel like so scared to cough. Like I'm letting this cough kill me. Like it's just a tickle in my throat. I can't say tickle in my throat because my boys, oh Lord, this is tough. 2020 is hard on me. But yeah, it was just a regular cough. But long story short, now I'm in Leeds. There's no uniform, right? I get one set of clothes for the whole year. Now, I don't know why, like that is reason enough to fuck with somebody. But in Philly, it was. Like before you knew it, it's like a month will go by, 2 months go by, and these niggas start I'm hearing them have conversations. Like, hold up, this nigga really rotating the same set of clothes. Like, what is happening here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga really got on the same sneakers for the last 2 months. And this is normal shit to me. You know what I'm saying? First of all, in New York, a uniform, you're wearing the same clothes all year. No biggie. No one's looking for that. Right. But in Philly, like that shit like made me a target. So it's like I'm the poor kid now, right? And that was enough. That was enough to be like, yeah, we definitely gonna fuck with them. We definitely. So now I become the victim of like just getting bullied. And I'm not just talking about words. Like words, I got to the point where I could ignore that shit, right? And I was about that one-on-one life. But in Philly, niggas was just rolling on you. Like niggas was just like, you would just be at lunch and shit. Niggas just walk up to you like, yo, my man said you said something about my mom. You don't know either of these niggas. Like, you don't know either of these niggas. Like, what you mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, my man said something about my mom. So I'm like, nah, I didn't. Actually, I didn't say anything about your mom. I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know your mom. I ain't say anything. So now this man speak up talking about you calling me a liar? I'm not calling you a liar. Am I calling you a liar? I mean, look, I mean, I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just saying I didn't say nothing about his mom. So this nigga's like, so you are calling me a liar. So I'm like, no, I'm not calling you a liar. So then the first person says, like, oh, so you did say something about my mom. I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening here? Nah. So they put me in a position where I either said something about your mom or I called you a liar. Before you know it, I'm fighting two niggas, yo. And then this shit just grew. This shit go from fighting two niggas to fighting three niggas. It did, and then before you know it, every fucking Friday, I gotta fight. Every fucking Friday after school, I gotta fight. I'm coming up with like creative ways, and you know what it is? I don't know what it is about being bullied at school. You're not telling nobody at home. It's no, first of all, you go home, you tell your Haitian parents, you know, they're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way, yo, to make that shit your fault. Why are you sitting there? Why are you talking to them? Why you, it's gonna turn into an interrogation. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm leaving, class sometimes, and niggas is literally following me, like 3-4 niggas. I gotta come up with creative ways. I stop at houses I don't even know who lived there, and I'm acting like I'm ringing a doorbell, like, yo Marcus, come on here, I got some problems. These motherfuckers try, yo, bring the fucking gun, yo. Like I'm not doing this today. Like I'm lying, you know what I'm saying? One time these niggas dispersed, right? This shit working. One time they called me on my bluff. Like, yo, that nigga don't know nobody. That nigga probably don't know nobody there. I'm standing there. These niggas walk up, yo. These niggas beat my ass on the steps, bro. On the fucking steps. So this is getting to the point where like this is a problem. Like this is a problem, right? So here's what I started doing. My solution was, I bet these niggas want to beat me up every Friday after class, after school. I bet. I'm going to cut the last class. I'm going to cut the last class on Friday. So I cut the last class this Friday. Boom. We good. You know what I'm saying? I'm home before anybody out of school. I'm safe. Next fucking week, you know what they did? These niggas cut the last class. These niggas cut the last class too. So now I'm escaping from school and these niggas right outside waiting. Like, yo, y'all serious? And it got to a point where I was thinking like, nigga, y'all don't have a rotation of niggas y'all bully? Like, whose turn is it? Why is it always my turn? Why is it always my turn to get fucked with? Like, it was crazy. So, and I don't know if it's because I was like, hey, man, we just gonna fight. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna swing. And until I can't swing no more, then I'll ball up, do all that, whatever. But I hope I catch one of y'all real hard. Yo, so now it gets to the point where I'm like, oh, okay, so y'all niggas wanna cut the last class. Bet. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna cut class. I'm just gonna cut class on Fridays altogether. No more class on Fridays for me. You know what these niggas start doing? These niggas started beating me up on Thursdays. Now it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Because when I'm cutting school, I'm not just like, I can't just stay home. So what I'm literally doing is, here's what I started doing. I started to like leave out that, like I started to unlock the basement door. At the time I lived with my aunt in Philly, right? So I would unlock the basement door. Right? And then I leave out through the front as normal. All right, bye. All right. They just give them the same cadence. So I'm walking out. They hear the doors close, boom, boom, boom. Then I'd walk around the house and then go in to the basement from the door I had just unlocked. And then they would never come down in the basement. Hardly, right? They never hardly came down in the basement. And I'd literally chill down there by myself. Mind you, no TV, no Game Boy, no cell phones, no nothing. I'm literally the fuck down in the basement by myself. Until I almost got caught. Because one time she came down and shit. And then I think I made a noise. And then she was like, who's that? And I ran out. I fucking ran out. I don't know. I came back. She was like, were you downstairs? Like, hell no, I'm coming from school. What are you talking about? Downstairs. I'm coming from school. Yo, what are you talking about? I don't think she ever believed me, but I was like, at that moment, I was like, the block is hot. We can't stay down there no more. We can't stay down there. So now, when I'm cutting school, I'm just roaming the streets of Philly. So here I am, 13, I'm just roaming the streets of Philly. So I'm walking up. I live in Mount Airy at the time. So like Wadsworth, if you're from that area, you know it wasn't too far. There was like a video, a cassette recording. Like a Blockbuster, but it wasn't a Blockbuster video. It was like a cassette, a video cassette renting place, but it was one of those little small competitors, right? And I convinced the dude there to like let me work like under the table. Like I'd just go there and then I would just like put tapes back and shit like that. Nigga let me work under the table until he caught me stealing from the register. I had a theft problem growing up. It came from like really being deprived of being given money. I think I'm not using that as an excuse, but definitely I think it nigga caught me. He was like, "You can't work here no more." Like, yo, I put the money back. He was like, "I don't give a fuck." At the time, it didn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, now I get it. Like, why would I trust you? Like, the fuck out of here. I just caught you stealing. But at the time, I'm like, nigga, I'm giving you the money back. What's the problem? Like, we're back to normal. Like, you're whole. not remembering. Like, nigga, he probably like been like, who the fuck? Why do I keep coming up short? But it's just the mindset of a 13-year-old. But so now I'm in the streets, and so now I'm like, I'm at Cheltenham Mall. There was this big department store called Cardone. I got caught shoplifting there. Dumb shit. A lighter. I didn't even smoke. I did not even smoke. I was just fascinated with these new lighters where it didn't have the rolling thing that you had to turn to light it. You just hit a button, click, click, and it just like the light came out. I was just so fascinated with it, and I had no money, and I just wanted it. It's the stupidest thing, but I decided I was so clever. I was gonna take it and just like stuff it in my coat, and walk out and shit. I made it outside. I'm like, oh man, we good, yo. The arm. An arm just came around like me, like hugged me kind of, but like went around, like landed here. Like I'm not with nobody though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, who the fuck? So like I got like a grip, like a hold me tight though arm. Like, and then just turned my body like 180 degrees. So I'm walking away and it just turned me like now I'm walking back to the store. Like, yo. So I'm like, you borderline dragging me. Like, yeah, let's go get off me. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not realizing this is security at the time. So I'm like, get the fuck off me. You know what I'm saying? Nigga brought me back in, yo, took me to the office and shit. Like, yo, yeah. Give us back, you know, say what you stole. Like it's still nothing, man. It's crazy when you don't know a nigga got you on tape. You got all the confidence in the world. I still shit, man. Fuck, cause like, why y'all messing with me, man? Let me out of here, man. I'm gonna sue this old place, man. It's like, you ain't still nothing. Like, nah, I ain't still nothing. It's like, all right, yo, look at this play. I'm you, yeah. One of the lowest point in my life was watching myself on camera. Stealing, like it's embarrassing. You're looking at yourself. You're looking at the people. Look at you. This nigga looking at me, but I'm looking at me. Looking at me. Here I am stealing a fucking lighter, yo. So I'm like, oh my God. I started crying. I was like, please don't tell my dad. Please don't tell my parents. What you want me to do? You want me to work here? You be like, I was like, just take me to jail. Don't call my parents. I was like, yo, if we take you to jail, they're going to call your parents. I was like, oh shit. So that ended up being I say this to say, that ended up being one of the final straws that got me sent to Haiti. You know what the other final straw is? Let's go back to the bullying. The bullying had gotten so much that I was like, fuck this. Like, I need to come up with a solution. My mind was, if they feared me, they'll leave me alone. So I got this plastic water gun and then I spray painted it black. And I was like, I'm going to go to school with this. You know what I'm saying? Flash it a couple times. Let these motherfuckers think I'm in the streets. I thinking, let these niggas think I'm in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll leave me alone, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it worked all right. It worked all right. It worked so good that day, the day, it didn't even last a week. Like, I'm talking by 1 p.m., my nigga, I'm in the office. Like, yo, word is around, you got a gun. You brought a gun to school. I'm like, damn, these kids be talking. These kids be talking, bro. Made me go get the gun. Showed him the gun. It was a plastic gun. Spray painted black. I told him, like, yo, I'm dealing with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I figured if they was afraid of me, I told them why I did it, everything. Shit didn't matter. I'm expelled. So now, look at these 2 strikes now. Now, the bullying led to me making a stupid decision to try to avoid it, which led to me getting expelled. And number 2, led to me being caught shop. Now, it's kind of my fault I shoplifted. I'm not going to put that on the bullying per se. But I'm just saying, like, you know how they say, like, yo, that's why Haitians say la caille l'école l'église is because the less opportunity you have to do shit, you ain't gonna do shit. La caille, home, l'école, school, l'église, church. Those are the only 3 places they send you. So if you're just there, chances are you ain't gonna get in trouble anywhere else. I happen to be anywhere else. That's their fault. So now here we go. Now I'm expelled from Leeds. Where do I have to go after that? Pickett. I don't know if anybody know about Pickett. Right there on Shelton Avenue. Pickett, till this day, is the scariest school I've ever been to in my entire life. Before that, I watched movies like Lean on Me, Dangerous Minds. So I was like, this is exaggerating. And no school is that bad. Pickett was that bad. Pickett was bad, yo. Pickett scared the hell out of me. I've been in schools where kids fought kids. You know what I'm saying? Kids even fought teachers. I never been in a school. I walk in and found a teacher fighting a teacher. I'm looking in, did the damn math teacher squared off with the damn physical ed teacher. Squared up in the lunchroom, like bop, bop, like they giving each other work. We're like, who break? Like, y'all the ones that usually break the shit up. Who's supposed to fucking break this up? These niggas, yo. Oh my God, yo. That was the level of bad. And then it didn't seem like they had a hold on things. Like, I watched this nigga named Lee. His name was Lee. He was black though. His name was Lee. He was a light skinned, short, stocky, just fucking built dude wore a blowout. And I saw this dude first day of school knock somebody the fuck out, like just I'm seeing this dude hit this dude, and I'm hearing each punch. It sounded like he was hitting a wall. Like, it's like, Mac. So this dude fucked somebody up the first day of school, and this nigga was back to school the second day of school. And I'm like, and then I got into another fight. And I'm like, how the fuck, like, I'm like, I don't want no beef with this nigga where I could fight him today and I have to fight him again tomorrow. Nobody's getting suspended. Like, yo, this was the scariest school ever. So now, all these things led to me, by the time I was at Leeds, my days were numbered. I mean, within a matter of maybe weeks, maybe 6 weeks, I was sent to Haiti. Cool. I get sent to Haiti, and I'm now 14. I come back from Haiti when I'm 18. I do a stint in Cali. So now I'm back in Philly when I'm 19. That again, the fucking adjustment. Like, I'm not gonna front. To my recollection, I almost died twice, both in Philly. Here's the first time. There was this bowling alley called Adams Run. If anybody lived in Philly, like in the 90s, early 2000s, you remember Adams Run. It was right there on Adams Lane, I think. Adams Lane? I think so. Yeah. So anyway, it was a group of us, right? Me, my 2 homegirls, and my 1 homegirl brought her dude. I'm gonna leave this motherfucker's name anonymous. for right now. We're going to call this nigga Anonymous. So we at the bowling alley, right? Now, at this time, I live in Philly. I've already been in like, I already see what the movement is. Like, I'm over the age of 21. I got a gun. I got a license to carry. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very cautious. You see what I'm saying? So now we at Adams Lane, and our party's about to leave. Now, our party's about to leave just as a new party's getting there, right? That's being positioned right next to us. So we're getting our shit together, laughing, having a good time, boom, 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 right? So now I'm standing there. I guess I'm cracking jokes. I'm not like hearing someone say like, excuse me, or I don't even know, right? So I'm standing, ha, 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 this nigga like, boom, like walk, like bumps the fucking, boom, like bumps the shit out of me to like walk by. At this, anybody who know me at that point knew like I was on go. I've been on, like, I'm on go. I'm calm now because because of all the trouble I don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad I had to change, but back then I was on go. So I'm like, what the fuck? So now I walk up to dude. I'm like, yo, you just bumped me. He like, yeah, I said move. Or either he said, no, he definitely said, I said move. I was like, so you gonna bump me though? Like, I'm processing it. Like, yeah, you said move. I'm like, I'm trying to make the fucking connection. Like, you said move, yes, but I didn't hear you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you go from saying move to just like, it wasn't a casual. It was like a get the fuck out my way. I'm like, so you gonna bump me though? And he's like, yo, you got a problem. We can go outside. I mean, that's how quick the shit, like, I'm not paraphrasing. That was word for word. It was like, yo, you bumped me. I said move. You gonna bump me though? Yo, you got a problem with it. We can go outside. So hey, you already know. I'm like, all right, well, we lit. Yeah, we are outside. Now, mind you, I said I have a gun on me, a license to carry and everything, but I'm thinking we're going outside for a one-on-one. So I'm like, I had already been in an issue with Philly where I pulled out my gun, even though I didn't use it or nothing like that, and my ass ended up getting locked up. I had to go to court, get my license to carry, like get that shit like removed. I had to go to court, get my license to carry back. I had to buy the gun, like a new gun, because they just fucking took the gun and they never gave it back. Like, I don't understand. Whatever. We ain't even gonna get into it. So like at this point, I'm like, yo, all right, we're not gonna like, I don't want any problems with this gun. I'm gonna make sure this gun's out the picture. So the other dude, Anonymous. So I'm like, Anonymous, hold this for me, right? Give my Glock, hold this, right? So I walk out. I'm standing there, ready. This nigga walk out. He's standing there. First thing he pulls out a goddamn hammer. I'm standing there. I'm standing with my square up, and I see the hammer, and my square just kind of like going, like, wait, what are we doing? What are we really doing here? Like, I don't understand. You said step outside, like that. You watch any movie except a Western, like this ain't. We not living in the Western time where step outside mean fucking draw. Like, step outside mean hand me a fair one. Like, what is happening? What is happening, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So now I'm looking at fucking Anonymous. Anonymous is standing literally diagonally behind this nigga, right? Anonymous freezes up. He just freezes. He's literally standing there, and he's holding my gun to his chest. Like, he's frozen. He's frozen. So now I'm like trying to like communicate with my eyes. Like, what do you like? Do something. I don't know what to tell you. You have to do something right now. I'm standing here with nothing in my hand. This nigga pulled out a 9mm, and you're standing there with my shit. Like, it's not your shit. It's my shit. If you look at the application, the reason I said I wanted it was self-defense. That's what I wrote on the application. This is a self-defense moment, my nigga. Throw it to me, pull it on him, do something. This nigga is frozen. So now I'm standing there and he's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Guns ain't about shit. You see what I'm saying? Guns ain't about nothing. So I'm watching this nigga and I'm like, and then I'm like, first of all, he smelled like weed, right? So I'm thinking in my head, like, this nigga's not even in the right frame of mind. This nigga's not even in the right frame of mind right now, right? And I'm looking at the way he moves. Like, I'm looking at the way he moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this nigga scared to use this shit? Or is this nigga the type to use it? And I'm looking at him, and then he looking around left and right. And look, bro, I don't know. If I was about to off somebody, I'd be looking for exit strategies. And it felt like that's what it felt like. So I'm like, damn, I'm not about to wait for this dude to make the call. I'm not about to plead, go out like, no, please. Nah, fuck that. I'm not going to put that decision in your hands. Fuck it. I'm going to make a decision. So when he was I watched his eyes. When he turned his head a little bit, I jumped on him. Now, what I tried to do was grab the gun. Because I knew once I grabbed the gun, I was going to bring the other fucking hand over and grab the gun with both hands, put that to my body, keep the barrel away, flip him, bow. Now you're on the fucking ground. Now rip the gun from you. Now I got the fucking gun on you, bitch ass nigga. Pistol whip him a couple times. Now that was my plan, right? Nigga, last minute, this nigga see me and like he shifted his body somehow, so I missed the gun and end up catching this motherfucker's like wrist, like right on the wrist. So now I'm like edging over close to, I can't let it go. So the other hand, so I have both hands now. I got one hand I have both hands basically on the wrist. So now we tussling, right? I'm thinking, all right, I gotta stay close. I can't like create distance. I gotta stay close. While I'm tussling with this nigga, right? This nigga's turning the gun like towards me. He's got the gun in his hand, he's turning it. So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Now I'm thinking like, yo, all right. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm like, maybe he didn't cock it yet. Maybe he don't got one in the chamber. Like, keep his hands separate so he don't get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, maybe he don't got one in the chamber. But then at the same time, I'm like, if you don't have one in the chamber, why would he be turning it towards me? So now I'm tussling. Now while I'm tussling, I'm looking at a fucking anonymous. This nigga is still frozen. He's just frozen. I cannot. For the record, I want to say that was the last time I ever saw this motherfucker. And I don't have nothing positive to say about this nigga, yo. As far as I'm concerned, this nigga tried to get me killed. All right. So now I'm looking at this nigga still frozen. I'm tussling. So now while this nigga turning, I'm thinking like maybe he didn't cock it. This nigga let one off. Bow! I hear the shit whiz by my head. Now, everybody takes off. Everybody that was out there to witness the fight, everybody fucking runs either inside in their car. Niggas is running inside. Anonymous, y'all know what Anonymous does? Y'all know what I see Anonymous does? In this moment, when this nigga let off a shot, this nigga runs inside with the gun. He don't drop my gun on the floor and take off. He runs inside with the fucking gun. And now I'm outside tussling with a nigga that just took a shot. Now I'm in paranoid mode 100%. If y'all remember, right across the parking lot from that Adams run, it was a Blockbuster Video. They was like, but it was weird because the parking lot, the Adams run was like, the parking lot was elevated. So it was a little higher. Blockbuster Video was a little lower, right? So I'm thinking like, yo, you basically could see the whole shit from where we were, right? Now I'm thinking to myself, if this nigga keep letting off, bop, 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 and he catch anybody for any reason, I'm going down. I'm going down. They're gonna say you were an accessory, whatever the fuck. Like I knew the odds weren't gonna be for me, and I'm like, I can't keep ducking bullets. This nigga's, eventually gonna get it right, and I'm not letting go of either hand. If I let go of the other hand, then he's able to switch hands real quick. I'm fucked. If I let go of the hand with the gun, nigga, You might as well put the gun, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why the fuck would I do that? So now I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're gonna have to create separation. So I'm thinking there's a cars in a parking lot. I'm like, push this nigga with everything you have. Like, find every single ounce of strength in your body and push this nigga like he's never been pushed before. That's all you got. Nigga, I took a deep breath. You know how like when you when you about to block somebody in basketball, you duck all the way down and you explode. I took a deep breath, yo, and then I pushed him with everything, like wham, just pushed him to the point where he turned, spin. Now, once I pushed him, nigga, I'm in between these cars. I jumped in the cars, zigzag, zig. As far as I am concerned, my nigga, this nigga chasing me. And I'm not going to look behind to see. As far as I'm concerned, by the time you recover from this push, I need to create as much distance as possible and as much objects between us as possible, right? So I push this nigga and I'm dipping between cars. I get to the point where I get behind a car and I got to assess what's the situation. Is this nigga, if he's closing in on what side, left, right, what do I got to do? Right, so I get behind a car and I'm looking. I'm looking underneath for footsteps. Everyone's like no footsteps, real close. So I look around and I see this nigga, and his boys is pulling him. Like he got two friends with him, and they're like, "Yo, nigga, let's go! Let's fucking go! Like we gotta go now!" Right? So now they're pulling him away. Now he's going to his car. Right? I run into fucking Adams Run. You know why? That's where my gun is. This fucking nigga. This nigga, I'm so burning up every time I think of this nigga, yo. So I run inside. As I run inside, guess who the first person I see? Anonymous. You know what Anonymous does? Anonymous sees me and he turns around and runs away from me. He fucking runs. He runs away from me. I don't know if he ran away from me because I don't know if he ran away from me because he figured, well, nigga, if you're here, this nigga must not be too far away, so let me fucking run. This nigga runs away. I take off after this nigga. I catch him. I throw his ass on the fucking floor. My gun is still on this nigga's chest. He's like, no, I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm like, fucking do what? I'm like, so I ripped the gun from him. Like, do what? Nigga, like, do fucking what? Like, nigga, like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Defend myself. That's what I'm trying to do. This nigga, yo. So anyway, that night ended with, I never saw dude again. I wanted to beat the shit out of Anonymous, but like I said, he was the boyfriend of one of my homegirls. And you know what's crazy? She broke up with this nigga maybe a week after that. She she was just like, no. Like, I just been processing, you know. I don't even know if that was the reason, but it was over shortly after that. But it was wild for me because that was the first time I realized in Philly, like, yo, these niggas, when they say step outside, they ain't about that. They like niggas, these niggas will off you. These niggas, they ain't got no problem doing that shit. Like, I came from, I don't know, maybe because I wasn't really walking the streets like that in Brooklyn before I got sent to Haiti, because I was only like up to 13. I was like 13. 13, your parents got a lot more restrictions over you. But Philly, that shit was crazy. Like, so like, as far as I was concerned, I almost died right there, right then and there. Obviously, I never went to Adams Run again. The second time that, as far as I'm concerned, I almost died in Philly. We now at World's Gym. If anyone, so World's Gym is a 24-hour gym that's all the way in the far northeast. Like, you got to go to like where like that, there's like a shop right all the way up, like past Red Lion Road, all the way up the boulevard. So I started this thing. Yes, me. I started this thing called we called it a lot of things. Crossover Tuesdays. midnight ball. But long story short, they have they're one of the only facilities with an indoor basketball gym, right? There was some LA Fitnesses and stuff like that, but you had they don't really stay open 24/7. That gym is stayed open 24/7. And I used to work like jobs where I got out of like work late, whether it was retail, whether it was Radio Shack, whether it was like Hollywood Video. I'm getting out real late, shit like that. So I would go up there to play ball, but it was like packed. It would be packed. Like it wouldn't die down. Like niggas would basically get off work and just go straight there. So from 6 o'clock to like 10, it was packed. Like it didn't start really dying down to like maybe 11, like 10:30, 11. So that's the time I started going. I started going there around 10:30, 11. But it was me and my boys. But we were deep. We were deep enough where we had at least six to 10 dudes minimum. So we could run at least a 3-on-3 or most times a 5-on-5, to the point where niggas who used to like leave at like 10:30, niggas started staying around. Niggas actually started to come later. And before you knew it, if you got there like 11:30 at night, midnight, it was packed. It was a gym full of people. So anyway, every Tuesday midnight, we was balling at World's Gym. All right, cool. So there's one time, it was during the summer, and I remember it distinctly because the dude that was there, I was like, this nigga gotta be just home for the summer because he's good. Like you could tell this nigga plays college ball. Like he's nice. He is nice. Every other play, he dunking, boom, boom. Like, I mean, fast break, dunking, boom. Like, I'm like, this dude's unstoppable. But our 5 was tough too. So now it's a tight game. It's a tight ass game. And we're talking like win by 2. And this nigga got like a fast break. It's just me down there. I know there's no way I'm going to be able to block this dude. So I wait till the right minute when he's close enough. And then I just like, I grab him like foul. I'm a dead to play, foul you, boom, 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 right? This nigga did not like that. So I grab him. And I'm like, foul. He's like, yo, get the fuck off me. So I let go. And then even after I let go, he gave me an extra one. Boom, like fucking elbowed me in the goddamn neck. Now, this is how tall this nigga is. His elbow reaches my neck. So it's boom. I'm standing there like, okay. This is the first thought that came through my head at that point. Niggas been telling me I always gotta chill. Sam, you gotta chill. You get into too many fights. Every fight I get into, niggas find a way to say this is your fault. This is your fault. You took things too far. You snap, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this elbow, was this a fucking hard basketball play? Or did this nigga just like, I felt like the window to like retaliate, was closing. I couldn't believe I got elbowed. Like, the fuck off me. Now he's standing there, he's looking at me, and I'm enraged. I couldn't believe I got elbowed, right? So the only thing I could think to do is to like say fuck you to him, because like he was like talking. But it came out with rage. Like it came out with like so much rage. I was like, fuck, yeah! Like, or like a madman. I was so angry that as far as I was concerned, like the score was not settled. Like, and then this nigga hit me with this cool shit. This nigga hit me with some, fuck me, huh? Never forget this shit. This nigga hit me with a fuck me, huh? And then boom, push me right in the chest, like he's gonna let it go. He looked away, and then boom, and then he reacted and pushed me. Okay, so now to the point where one of my feet stepped back, like, oh my God. I could deep down, I could not be happier, because all the anger from not retaliating like a few seconds ago, and you do this now, and I felt like it checked. It like if I had a checklist in my head of when to fight a nigga, Everything was checked. Like, did the nigga hit you first? Yep. Do you feel like this is the last option? Motherfucking yup. Like, once he hit me, I was like, that's it. We're on go. I took that step back. By the time I looked back over him, right hand was there. Boom! I catch this nigga. Now, I was there with people. Like, niggas could verify this story. I was there with both my cousins, Mark and Phil. I think Shiny was there. My man Jimmy, that we bought with. We was like 11 deep. Like 11 to 13 deep. I hit this nigga. Boom! This nigga fall. So now I'm thinking in my head like, yo, this nigga like 6'3". This nigga's bigger than me. This nigga's huge. I don't know if I stand a good chance. Like, he looks like he works out regularly. I don't think I stand a good chance against him if I let him like gather his bearings and like stand and square up and give him a fair one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't let him catch his breath at this point. So I jump on this nigga. Like, while he's on the floor, I jump on him. Basically, I use my left hand to like control him. I'm holding him with my left, and I'm just hitting him with the right. Bah, bah, bah. Now, while I'm doing this, he was there with one boy. While I'm doing this, his boy punches me in my ear. I didn't even know I got punched in the ear. Like, niggas told me I got punched in the ear. I get punched in the ear. My cousin Mark sees this. Like, nah, fuck that. So my cousin Mark punches this nigga right in the side of the face. Bah, nah, back the fuck off. They pull him off like, nah, they having their one-on-one. Let him get it on. At this point, I feel like he's subdued, right? So I get off him. This nigga get up, right? This nigga like, oh, y'all just gonna roll on me? And then he just fall down again. And he get up again. Y'all just gonna roll on me? Like, roll on you? Ain't nobody roll on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody telling, even his boy will tell him, nobody rolled on you. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we break it up. We go to finishing the game, right? These niggas beat us. So we lost. Me and from Brooklyn, look, you win a fight, especially with a nigga you don't know. It's not like your man. It's not people you grew up with. It's people you don't know how far they're gonna take taking this L. You get the fuck out of there. So game is over. I'm like, all right, I don't feel comfortable here. Like, my instincts is like, get out, leave. So I'm like, all right, yo. I'm taking off my hoop shoes, putting on my flip-flops, right? So now I grab my hoop shoes, we walking out. Now this nigga won. Right? So he's still playing. This nigga sees us walking out in the middle of a play. This is not a dead ball. In the middle of a play, this nigga's like, stops, like, whoa, and runs over and like steps in front of us as we're like, where y'all going? Stick around. Stick around. Stick around, nigga. We ain't come with you. Like, the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Stick around? Wait, what? Like, okay. So now all my alerts is on. I'm like, stick around. Like, get the fuck out the way. He's like, nah, stick around. So now we were there where I told one of my boys, at this point, I still have a gun. But I ain't bringing it in the gym. This shit is in the car. I told my boy, go get the fucking gun. Like, this, I give him my car keys. I was like, go look here and go bring this shit for me. This nigga talking about stick around. Like, I don't understand what the fuck this means. So while I'm standing there going back and forth with this nigga, now this dude bring me my hammer. So now I take the hammer from him, you know what I'm saying? I put it on my hip in front of Bo. It's like, no, I think I'm ready to leave now. I'm saying, get the fuck out the way. So now I walk out. This nigga follow us out, like, but he's really chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is now. We get in our car and we drive off. And let me tell you this. Before, right as we're exiting the parking lot with our cars, right? We see about 3 cars that we never, hauling ass to the gym. I mean, hauling ass to the gym. Now you tell me, they could have been excited basketball players, or they could have been related to why this nigga wanted us to stick around. Long story short, I stopped going to World's Gym too. Those you can't tell me I didn't almost die. But I think in the end, I would say that once you truly get how people in Philly move, as dangerous as they are, and as dangerous as it is, you realize how to move yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad. That's why I always tell people I'm from Brookladelphia, because I feel like Brooklyn prepared me for Philadelphia. Like, had I not known how to, like, watch my back, had I not learned how to watch my back growing up in Brooklyn in the 80s for 13 years, I don't know. Obviously, the 80s wasn't 13 years long. Like, don't do that. But yeah, really the 80s and early 90s. I don't know if I would have like had the instincts to survive Philly. So I will definitely say for me the transition was tough, but I could say I pretty much got a good grasp on it, and I'm happy I was able to like kind of like get myself to the point where I stopped letting my anger get the best of me. Like, I stopped letting my emotions make the call or dictate what I do next, because a couple times that led, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could have led to my demise. So it was really, I think back of all the challenges of Philly, and it makes me actually proud to claim Philly, if it makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you go through like the most difficult part of a training or an initiation and blah, 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 like you made it past, you know, something that would have broken a lot of people. It makes you even that much prouder to claim that thing. So for me, that thing is Philly. That's why I always tell people I'm from Brookladelphia, because the Brooklyn is my core, but it's layered with Philly. You know what I mean? So I don't know. This was I don't know what the message is, but I hope. But I do love the freedom of being able to talk about what I want to talk about. I think one of the things I love doing is telling stories, especially, you know, shit I went through. And this was a fun episode for me. So let me see if I touch on everything. Almost died twice. Yep. All right. Let me see if we have any questions. This nigga rotate the same shit. I don't know what that means. Cracking the fuck up. I don't know what that means. Rotate the same shit. Okay. Yeah, that would have been the end of the friendship. There was no friendship. It was no friendship. It was just like he was an associate, but that ended the end of the associateness, ended that shit. Remember when you got in the car accident last year with that old Mexican lady? No joke. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. No cap, bro. Yo. All right. I don't want you guys to be in the dark about this. So last year, I don't know if she was Mexican. She might have been. She might have been Mexican, Puerto Rican. She was definitely Hispanic. But she hit my car. I was a victim of a hit and run. I understand. She hit my car and just took off. I had to chase her down. And then I cut her off, like, look, yo, you just hit my car. Like, hello, look at your car, look at my car. Look, we just made contact. Like, what are you doing? And she hit me with no puedo. Like, no, she hit me with the sad face, with the tears and shit. I felt so bad. I was like, just go ahead, yo. Like, that's my weakness. Like, yo, like, oh my God, I can't take people in pain. Like, that's my weakness. Okay. So yeah, that was a good story. Okay. Oh yeah, the laughters are crazy. Okay. Well, there are no questions. Well, I hope you guys have fun. I had a great time and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna take my own advice from last week. We're about to do date night. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking wifey somewhere. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, but it's somewhere. All right. But all right. Where's my hold on? Where's the what all right, guys. Thank you. No, seriously. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. No, that was it. Oh, that was the end. Okay, guys. All right. That wraps up this episode